Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning. My name is Amanda. You might see a little ear now and then. This is baby Bianca. I am a part-time reseller in Orlando, Florida, and I am so excited to be doing the BOLO video again this year. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. We are filming this after Christmas, hence no presents. I have been struggling since before Thanksgiving with my voice. I have not been sick, but I just can't seem to get it to come back 100%. So for my subscribers, you know I try to put out videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and the last couple weeks have just been crazy because of the holidays, and I have not been able to speak very well. So if you are checking me out from another channel, my goal is to get back to Monday and Thursday videos when the new year hits. I do a lot of sourcing at the Goodwill bins, the outlet, and that's sort of what I did this year. So my list this year looks a little different than last year in terms of BOLO, and we're gonna jump in. So we weren't really given as much detail as to how we were doing these videos this year. Shout out to Keegan, which the name Keegan is near and dear to me. My son's name is Keegan. I have 3 kids, ages 8, 10, and 12. And Keegan, the teen reseller, all of my friends' videos or links to their channels will be down below. Graciously stepped in to coordinate this since my wonderful friend Kelly Schaffner, check out her video also. She coordinated this last year, but she's also had some life this year. So I decided that this year, when I was putting together the 5 BOLOs that I found, well, that's what we did last year, so that's what I'm rolling with. I'm gonna share with you 5 things that I had as BOLOs that I sort of stumbled upon this year that maybe I didn't realize were BOLOs, and then the 5 things I hope to find in 2024. But spoiler alert, I did not find 4 out of the 5 BOLOs that I shared that I wanted to find in 2023. Well, I sort of found 2 of them, but we'll get there. So let's just jump in. I do want to mention, I wanted to share a few things, one of them on my what I found and one on for next year out of the kids category, which I know selling kids items is not for everyone, but that is something that I wouldn't say I specialize in it. It brings me joy. I do have 3 kids, and shopping for them is kind of what brought me back to the reselling world. I did pay my way through college on eBay in the very early 2000s, and I just recently got back on selling some things on eBay, but I sell on Mercari, Poshmark, Kidizen, and a little bit on eBay, more than I did last year, which was one of the goals I had. But I do have a kids brand on both of my lists, just because, if you're at the bins or sometimes kids items land themselves in the adult section, there is money to be had. And if you watch my what sold videos, I do try to do those regularly. You will find that sometimes certain kids brands are selling better than a lot of women's and men's brands. All right, so I also want to mention I have a popped blood vessel. Also, I am falling apart at the end of this year, so that's why my eye looks a little wonky, hence also did not film any videos last week. All right, we're gonna start out with the things that I found in 2023 that you might want to be adding to your running BOLO list. I know for me, in my notes app on my phone, I have a list of brands that I have learned from YouTube. YouTube has been such a valuable resource for me in terms of my reselling journey, especially watching what sold videos. And now these BOLO videos, if you go back and watch from last year, some of those things are no longer popular. For example, I had Beta brand on my list for 2022. So prior to doing this video last year, and I found a pair and they sold instantly for like $40. These days, you can't give that brand away. Now, I love the brand for myself, and I am scooping them up for $15 a pair on Poshmark right now. So that is no longer what I would consider a BOLO brand. So it's definitely important to constantly keep yourself updated on what brands are selling and for how much, and always be refreshing your BOLO list. So I'm excited. I know all of us are releasing our videos at the same time. So do please be sure, yes, to check out everyone's videos. And we don't communicate with what brands we have, and so some of us might end up with the same, but I tried to make sure I had at least a couple that maybe you might not hear from someone else. Okay, so first one on my list, in no particular order, I went through my spreadsheets. I do keep a spreadsheet for every month of the year in terms of my selling, and these aren't necessarily my highest sales of 2023, but I really went by things that are selling for a decent amount of money compared to what you will find and pay for them, and also how fast. Because to me, if something is selling within 48 hours, that's a positive. All right, the first thing is the brand Hill House. And this one is, out of my 5 that I found this year, is probably one that if you sell women's clothing, you are familiar with. However, I was not until I found it in my Thread Up 200-pound bulk box. I did a 400-pound buy this year from Thread Up. If you're new here, I do a lot of Thread Up mystery rescue box unboxings. And this dress came in one of the, I accidentally ordered 2. You can go back, I have a whole playlist on them. So what I did was I pulled out the items I was going to sell. I did a lot of selling to the buy sell trade stores, and that made my average cost of goods $5.07. This dress right here, this is my listing, my sold listing is what I will be sharing for these. Sold for $90 on Poshmark insanely fast. And to me, it's just an ordinary looking peasant style, solid color, navy blue dress, but alas, people want them. So the brand Hill House was definitely not on my radar before this year. Now it still will be, and hopefully continues to be one that sells really quickly. All right, this is a brand that I found, you know, when you're looking through the leggings are athletic footwear is something that I do always look for. You just feel the quality. Well, I randomly was at a normal Goodwill and these leggings just felt like something, and a couple rows down when I hit the sports bras, I found the matching sports bra. The brand is Year of Hour. Here is the set that I found, and it sold so fast, and it really wasn't in perfect condition. There was some pilling. I think there was a little spot on the pants. Sold for $73 on Poshmark, and I want to say it was within the first 2 to 3 days of listing. And it wasn't a super awesome color in my opinion, but here it is, Year of Hour. The tag just kind of looked like something, and again, they just felt quality, so that's definitely a brand that I stumbled upon, and turned out it was a BOLO brand. All right, this next one is a brand that if you are in the high fashion kids realm, you might have heard of, otherwise maybe not. And I'm hoping that out of watching this video and my friends' videos, you will learn a thing or two. The brand is Mini Rodini, and I will put the brand name right here, what the tags look like. This is a kids brand, and I find this brand mostly at Once Upon a Child if I'm going to find it out in the wild. I have not found it at a normal thrift store or the bins, but these 2 pieces I picked up. We have local consignment sales like Traveling. I know they have them for adults clothing as well, but this one is called Just Between Friends. If you Google it, they're all across the country. Basically moms or dads or whoever have their items at home. They print out little cardstock tags. They tag their own items. The sale happens over the course of 2 or 3 days. And I always find some really great things. And I found 2 Mini Rodini, it wasn't an outfit, 2 pieces from the same seller. This top, it's a ballet style. They call it just a pretty ordinary, but you can always tell by their prints that it's this particular brand. And this pair of pants, which I did not realize was missing the drawstring when I bought them, but still somebody bundled them together and sent me a $55 offer on Kidizen within like a day of listing them. So this is a highly sought after brand in the kids clothing world. I have found people that like brands like Minnie Bowden, often Hannah Anderson, because the feeling of the material is very similar. Also do like this brand, and it is one that they're going to pay up for. And on the secondhand market, sometimes some of their most popular prints sell for more than retail. So even if you're not a kids brand, maybe the next time you see, Rodini is kind of a weird word. Like if you can remember Houdini, maybe in the back of your mind, if you ever find this brand, you'll remember that crazy girl Amanda mentioned this is a good brand. All right, this next one, I love when I find a BOLO item at the Goodwill bins. And I found this cycling shirt. Also, I just noticed, hey Michael, I am halfway through my video and I noticed my Christmas tree lights are not even on. But hey, if you're new here, hi, I'm Amanda. I run the Hot Mess Express, and you are usually gonna find me in sweats and my hair up, and maybe I'll put on lip gloss for you. But Michael's gonna come make a guest appearance and turn on those lights, and he often pops into my videos. We try to have bins dates every now and then. But speaking of the bins, this next item, it was brand new with the tags, which at the bins, I have a really hard time leaving behind anything new with the tags. I know it's something I'm working on, but this was a cycling jersey, and I know that any cycling equipment is always gonna be good. Same with equestrian. He's trying to stay out of the frame, but we're gonna see him. There he is, hey! Crocs and socks. I love it. Thanks, babe. All right. So I don't have a photo of my exact item because you guys, can you believe it? I sold something on eBay. I don't list a ton on there, so that was shocking for me. I had 81 cents into this item and it sold for $56 on eBay. I'm gonna show you their brand. It is like not a skull and crossbones. You'll see it's a skull and there's hearts, and now that I've seen the brand once, I know I will recognize it again. Betty Designs. And I also will show you a couple comps that I found on Poshmark of recently, as of when I'm filming this, sold items. They do the jerseys, they do the shorts. They also make these like unitard suits for the triathlon. So make sure if you see this brand, scoop it up. So far on this list of this year, I have 2 things were from Poshmark. I sold one on Kidizen, sold one on eBay, and I didn't plan this, but the last one was actually a Mercari sale. This is also a brand that you might have heard of, but I wanted to include it because I picked it up at a local buy-sell trade store, Style Encore. Some of you might have Buffalo Exchange or Crossroads. We don't have those here. We have Style Encore, which in Orlando, we only have one now. And Plato's Closet, those type of things. Those are great places to look for BOLO brand items. You are going to pay up for them. I paid $20 for a pair of Noble. I heard it on YouTube several times, people talking about Noble shoes, and I thought it was like noble, like a king, but it's Noble. Here is the pair of shoes that I found for $20. They sold insanely fast on Mercari for $68 plus $10.99 shipping. I'm glad they do have some better shipping options now, but these were a really cool cherry print. So I learned of this brand by watching my friend on YouTube, and so I wanted to make sure you guys know about this brand as well. So those are 5 things that I found this year that I considered a BOLO item. They are brands I do not find all of the time. Maybe I didn't know about it. So hopefully you are able to add those to your list. And I forgot to mention, in 2022, I did this video last year, and so I mentioned some things that I had found that year. So I did want to put up that list. Here it is. Now, I had UFOS on this list. I would still pick those up. I would probably not pick up Beta Brand unless they were from the bins, but here are just some other brands that maybe you can keep your eye out for. All right, now coming into 2023, I had 5 things that I really hope to find, and I'm not going to go over them in the same order, but I want to say one of them was the brand Freebirds. We have all seen the boots, know of the boots. I did find a pair this year at my local buy-sell trade store, but they were priced at $85, which is what they're going to be selling for on Poshmark, for example. I will put up some recent sold comps of these boots. You're gonna find all different varieties. They all look like they're worn. So technically, I did find them, I just did not purchase them because there wasn't enough room for profit. So while I will still keep Freebirds on a running BOLO list for me, now that I've officially found them, part of the joy of being a reseller, in my opinion, is the thrill of the hunt, and so it'll be on the back burner. But a brand I did not find this year, but I spent a lot more time in the bins this year because I am trying to lower my cost of goods. I am trying to stay out of the normal Goodwills, but I will say in the upcoming year, I'm going to do a lot more bins, hunting, and swapping at the buy-sell trade store. I already do that with kids items. When I'm at the bins, if I find any kids brand, because once upon a child, they just want excellent condition clothing. They do not care about brands, in my opinion, and I sell to them a lot. My goal is to get what I purchase at the bins to either keep for us or sell for free, or maybe just a little bit of money. If you watched my most recent video, it was a bins haul that cost me $42, but after going to Once Upon a Child, just to get rid of the kid stuff I found, I ended up paying $13 for a haul that included some really awesome brands. Viore, several Lululemon pieces. It was just a really great haul. So that's what I like to do. So that to say, I plan to do that this year and maybe incorporate going to Plato's and Style Encore. We also have a clothes mentor. That is where I'm hoping to find the brand Magnolia Pearl. It is like my ultimate BOLO. I don't know that I'll ever find it. Being in Orlando, we do have a very eclectic, we've got people that wear everything, right? We have got the kind of weird, but in a good way, downtown people that wear like the stuff that I could never pull off, whatever is the most trendy items. We've got the ritzier areas, we've kind of got a little of everything here. So I have to believe that people in Orlando are wearing Magnolia Pearl. I just don't know where, but I'm gonna find them. I'm going to make a point to go to some of our different areas of Orlando and hunt. I'm gonna find it this year, I hope. Another brand I did not find this year, so it is staying on my top 5 BOLO list. I love selling shoes, kids shoes, women's shoes. That is my kind of it's my favorite. I like to clean shoes, which is important. Holiday hot mess, we're still in it. So the brand Blundstone. Here's what the brand looks like. These are boots that retail on average around the $219 mark, and they hold their value. I have yet to find a pair, but my plan is to find a pair. All right, I'm adding a new brand to my BOLO list, and I thought I would include a kids brand because, again, I'm kind of known as like the kids reseller, even though I would say a good 70% of what I sell is not kids anymore. But, you know, people have said they've learned things about kids brands from me, which makes me happy because part of why I started this channel, I know YouTube is not going to make me rich. You know, I don't have a whole setup. I just am crazy, plain old Amanda, but my goal is to help educate and help you make some extra money too. So the brand is Bon Point, and it's probably a French brand, and it's probably not said that, but I am in Orlando and I say a lot of things wrong. I use the word y'all a million times a day, but here is the tag, Bon Point. It's probably something really fancy like Bon Point. I don't know, but I am going to make a point when I'm in the Once Upon a Child specifically to look sizes 2 to 4, and little kids seem to be like, if you're going to buy like expensive little dresses and things, those are the ages before kids have really an opinion. And so in my opinion, sizes 2 to 5 are probably the best in terms of getting the most bang for your buck in terms of how much you're going to pay for the item versus what you can sell it for. So Bon Point Kids, that is on my list this year. Maybe I'll find it at the bins. So maybe you've never heard of it and you could do a little bit of digging. I will also right here put up some comps from Poshmark, since I feel like most people are most familiar with Poshmark or eBay, and since I'm more a Poshmark seller. Also, please, I promise if you come back, my voice, I hope, will not sound this way. Yes, I talk loud and I talk fast, but it doesn't usually sound like that. Okay, the next one, Veronica Beard. This one was on my list last year, and yes, I found a Veronica Beard piece, but what I really want to find is a Veronica Beard blazer. I found a Veronica Beard gingham blouse, and I found it like 7 months ago. It is still listed, and I have checked comps, and it's one of these shirts where like a random person might have sold it for 20 bucks, but most people have them listed for like 100. I don't know. I was really excited to find this shirt. I got it at a boutique thrift store. So a thrift store that has like a boutique attached to it for what they consider the higher end brands. So it's in my closet. You know, could I drop the price? Sure, but I enjoy seeing it there. And, you know, I technically found a BOLO, but it is staying on my list, and I am really honing in on finding a Veronica Beard blazer. I know they have jeans. I know they have other things. The blouse hasn't done anything for me yet, so we're gonna stick with trying to find a blazer. Now, I might have to do some, you know, online sourcing. You know, I do buy my ThredUp mystery boxes, but I haven't ever been looking for Veronica Beard on some of these secondhand online sites. I might have to resort to that. We will see. All right, and my last BOLO was also on my list this year. And when I did this video, I recorded this in probably the last week of December last year. This brand was on my list, and I went to the thrift store with my mom a couple days later and found it. But I'm like, you know what? It doesn't count because it's not 2023, and I ended up not purchasing it because it had a hole. The brand is Dale of Norway. Amazing sweaters. You have to remember, I am in Orlando, Florida, where it is now the day after Christmas, and it is hot outside. Like, it's kind of muggy, it's dreary, it's rainy, you know, so to find wool sweaters, like we do not find a lot of Patagonia, Arc'teryx, those sort of things, smart wool. I'm always on the hunt for them, and when we do find them, they're usually in excellent condition because someone bought them for a vacation. But anyway, I did find Dale of Norway at a local thrift store, so I know I can find it again without a hole. So it is staying on my list because these sweaters, they're very expensive, they're very well made, they hold their value, and so I think that it is still a great brand to keep on my list. Again, some of the things on my list last year maybe are not still a thing, but I do think that the ones I have kept on my list, Magnolia Pearl, Blundstone, Bomb Point Kids, Dale of Norway, and Veronica Beard, a blazer specifically, and some of these might be on some of my friends' lists as well, but I am also going to still be on the hunt for the things that I found this year. Like if I find another Hill House dress, you better believe I'm gonna scoop it up. And you know, anytime you guys are finding the cycling gear, the equestrian gear, there were some other things I could have put on this list, but they fell in those categories. Look them up. If things feel quality or the tag looks good, look it up. You might find your own type of bolo. So I hope you guys learn maybe a little thing or two. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. We've had a little slow going in growth this year, and I haven't been as consistent as I would like this last quarter, but I'm hoping to ring in the new year. YouTube is one of my focuses for 2024 in terms of just kind of getting my views up and getting a little more kind of honing in on the reselling type of videos that I would like to do. I have been, you know, trying out some new things this year, and you guys seem to like when I go to the buy sell trade stores, show you what they take, what they don't take, that sort of thing. So I hope you will give our little channel a chance. I do have my Instagram down below. We live on a lake. I don't know if you can tell, but we have pet ducks and pet geese, and we follow along with my animals in my stories over there if you're into that kind of craziness. Miss Bianca is now 7.5 months old. You guys have followed along with her since we got her. We are obsessed, and you know, we just kind of keep it real around here. And we hope that you had a wonderful holiday again, and you have a wonderful new year, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much for asking to include me in this collaboration, guys, and I am appreciative of every single one of you for this community, and you guys have brought me a lot of smiles. I have made some incredible friends. She's falling asleep. Am I that boring? All right, goodbye guys. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Please let me know something that you have on your bolo list that wasn't on mine. I would love to add it to my own list. And we will see you soon. Bye guys.